everybody, this is Chris with C&C Lawn. Wanted to do a quick video of a drain system we installed where we had to go uphill with the water using a pump. We just got this installed before the rain's supposed to come in, so this whole area of this backyard holds water big time. There's nowhere for it to go, cannot go behind. It goes this way some. People over the years have built up, their yard. This is the natural flow trying to go this way, but over the years that just doesn't happen fast enough. So the water pools up in this whole area. As you can see, we got a drain box back here, drain box here, drain box and pump basin right here. There's perforated pipe in between each box so water can seep into that, and these boxes will take on large amounts of water. He gets a pretty heavy flow from one end of his yard all the way down this way. So these catch basins will catch it. It's going to flow into the system down here where we have our pump installed. We've still got to clean this out. It's got some dirt in there, but what happens is this pump will kick on when this float down here picks up. It gets up to a certain level, it kicks the pump on, and it drains the water out of this box. It will go through the discharge tube. We have a check valve located right here. Wouldn't fit inside this box, but there's a check valve inside here. And all that does is keep the water that we've already pumped uphill going this way. It just keeps that water from trying to flow back into the catch basin and avoid the pump kicking back on and pumping water we've already pumped. So check valve is there, you just can't see it. We've ran electrical. So what we do is we drill into the side of the box and we put we'll have a nut that goes on here to hold that. We've siliconed around it. There's a junction box right in here buried, and then we've got conduit going through a trench all the way to where he's going to have a plug installed by an electrician over here by the AC unit. And we have a weatherproof plug cover that will mount, and this thing will be piped right into it so this thing can stay plugged in and stay protected from rain and all that stuff. So we are going to clean that catch basin out, and we're going to run some water in it and a temporary cord to the pump so we can see where we're going to be discharging. This house was kind of unique because there was no way to get to the street other than going underneath this driveway. As you can see, there is just the property line right there where the fence is, and we're surrounded by concrete. So we actually got a bore machine and bored under the driveway straight across through all this stuff. Come straight through here. There's our trench again. As you can see, we put everything back. You can't even tell we were hardly even here. We're going to do some final raking right here, and then our pipe's going to be down here in the curb. And as always, we're going to cut this. We don't use pop-up emitters unless we actually have to. But we will angle this pipe with maybe a 45 or probably at 45, and get this thing straight, and we'll cut the curb right here and get this discharge line out here in the street where it belongs. There it goes. That's an 1/8-inch hole we drilled. That's to prevent the pump from airlocking. So it's normal that they're spraying water out of that. You see it takes it down pretty quick. This is just about 10 gallons a minute coming from the water hose, and it's already cleared the box out. Now the pump cut off, float will go back up and cut back on again. this a few times to clean out the line, clean out the pump basin.
The very next day after installing this drain, we had a pretty good rain. So we're going to be back at the property having to do some touch-up, filling in on the trenches, and install the grass. We didn't get the grass put in quick enough before the rain came. The supply house was out. So with grass, it will actually keep stuff held together when the grass starts growing and you have the roots holding the soil together. So.
Full pipe of water.
All right, so the first thing we do when we install these drains is we pick out our locations for the drain basins. In this case, we have 3, and the third one actually acts as a drain, but also as a pump, where the pump is going to be housed. It's important to have these boxes leveled out the way they need to be, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. Here it just shows us trenching between all the catch basins, sloping the trench, and we installed a rock base that is also graded between each box, and that's real important when you do this. You have to make sure everything's graded properly or it won't work. Here we have started installing the rock and encasing the whole pipe in the trench with our rock we use. There's a layer of rock underneath this pipe that has been graded, like I said earlier, to each box, and then we do that with the laser, and then we come back and backfill this with a rock. Acts like a filter. You can put the dirt right back over it. It has a couple of inches of soil above our trench. We're going to come back and add grass. That also acts as a filter to keep out debris. Here we are trenching our discharge line from the pump basin, and we're going through the fence all the way to the street, using an 1.5-inch pipe in this case on the discharge line. We are trenching up to the tree roots. As soon as we start seeing big roots and stuff like that, when we come up to a tree, we'll stop and try to keep our machine out of that area to save the tree in the long run. We'll actually hand dig it like you see here underneath all these big roots. If the tree is, part of the landscape and it's definitely something that needs to stay there, we'll definitely get inside here and just fence around the big roots to try to save that. We're trenching, actually we're installing the discharge line, and this line actually comes from the pump basin in the backyard there, and the line will come all the way underneath the driveway to the street. Here's the trenching from another angle, how we've lined it up with the driveway and where we want to exit out by the street. And we'll be having our bore machine in the next frame, and I'll show you how we use that. Got a compressor here on the left, and the bore tool is actually a small missile-looking boring piece that goes with this, and you have to set it, and it has to be set right or it will get off course very quickly. He was real careful in setting this thing, leveling it out how we want it. We want to be below the cement enough to where we don't get rebar and chunks of concrete coming off the under part of the slab. They work real good if you know how to use it. We went through this flower bed, didn't affect this rock border, even though it needs work. We didn't affect any of that, didn't affect the plants. It came out and popped up on the other side of that rock border.
Oh.